Hello everyone, welcome to Red Shikshan Sanstha's Western Region English Medium YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn the lesson of English Kumarbharati Standard 9. The name of lesson is The Fall of Troy. Part 1st, video number 11. This is a story from the Iliad which tells us about the city of Troy and the war between the Trojans and the Greeks. Let us start the lesson. Epics are long poems that relate the dates of a great national hero or a great national war. They often tell of a nation's early history. They may be composed and sung or recited for many years before they are actually written down. So, the two famous Sanskrit epics are Mahabharata and Ramayana, and the two great epics of European literature written in ancient Greek are the Iliad and the Odyssey. Just as in Indian literature, we go back to stories from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. So, in the literature of Western countries, they go back to the Iliad and the Odyssey. Just as children all over India know the names of stories of Ram and Sita, Yudhishthira and Arjuna and Draupadi. So, children in Western countries know the names of Hector, Odysseus and Achilles, and Helen of Troy, the most beautiful woman in the world, because of whom the Greek and Trojan fought for 10 long years. It is believed that the Iliad and Odyssey were composed and recited by a blind poet named Homer, who lived about 900 BCE and who wandered from one Greek city or village to another, singing his poems to all who would receive him in their homes and give him hospitality. This wandering singer has been honored through the ages not only in Greece but in all Europe as the father of European poetry. So, Homer was known as the father of European poetry. The Iliad is the story of Ilium or Troy, a rich trading city in Asia Minor near the narrow sea that leads from the Aegean to the Black Sea. It was well situated both for commerce and agriculture. In front of the city was the sea, over which sailed the ships of Troy, carrying goods and grain. At the back rose the high peak of Mount Ida, from which flow many rivers and streams. The valleys among the hills were well watered and fertile, with corn growing in fertile fields and cattle feeding on the rich grass of the meadows, while sheep fed on the slope of the hills. Round their city, the Trojans had built a strong wall so that no enemy should attack them from the sea. The wall was so broad that people could stand and sit and walk on it. The great gates stood open, and people could go to the seashore outside and come in as they pleased. But in time of war, the gates would be closed, and then the city was like a strong fortress, quite safe from all attack, protected by the walls surrounding it as well as by the hills behind. The chapter The Fall of Troy narrates the story of the tragic fall of the city of Troy. Written in the Iliad, a prince of Troy, Paris, had convinced Queen Helen, wife of the Greek king Menelaus, to elope with him. The Greeks thus wanted to avenge this disgrace to their honor and pride. Troy was protected by the high peaks of Mount Ida on one side and a great fortress on other side. The Greek forces came in their ships and boats and set up tents and camps around the Trojan fortress. For 10 years, innumerable Greeks and Trojan soldiers fought the battle every day. Many soldiers, heroes died each day, but the war went on. Towards the end of the month, year of the war, Hector, who led the army of Troy, was killed by Achilles, the legendary warrior who was also killed later. I hope you understood this first part of the lesson. Do understand, revise at home. Thank you for watching this video.